I had taken the bus from San Diego, where I was then living, back to Boston, 4-day bus trip. I stayed with my parents the night before the race and ate a big roast beef dinner. And then my parents actually thought I had gone mad. They thought I was nuts, that I somehow was delusional, and I thought I was going to run the Boston Marathon. And my father was very upset. But I convinced my mother of how important it was. It wasn't that I was just running for myself. I was running to set women free, because when I had written for my application blank from San Diego, I had received a letter back, and they said women are not physiologically able to run 26 miles. But I was already running 40 miles at a stretch as part of my training. So then I knew that I had to do this, not just for my own challenge, but to change the way people think about women, to change the old false beliefs. And I knew that this was going to really turn the world on its head. So I said, Mom, I really have to run this. I've got to do this to set women free, to show people that women can run 26 miles, and then they'll open the race. And if women can do this, which was thought impossible, what else can women do that was thought impossible? What else can people do? So I hid in the bushes. I had a blue hooded sweatshirt, and I was wearing my brother's Bermuda shorts and some new running shoes. So I hid in the bushes, and when the gun went off, I waited till half the pack went by. Then I slipped into the middle of the pack and I started running, and the guys behind me studied my anatomy and realized I was a woman. And they said, "Is that a woman?" And so I smiled and I turned around, and then they smiled and we laughed, and I said, "I'm afraid if they know I'm a woman, they'll throw me out." And they said, "We won't let them throw you out. It's a free road." And so the men were really supportive. They said, "I wish my wife would run. I wish my girlfriend would run." So I took off my sweatshirt and threw it in the bushes, and then everybody could see I was a woman, and the crowds just went wild. They applauded, and of course the press picked up on this immediately, and they started following my progress to Boston. They were broadcasting on the radio my progress as I got to Boston. So I really didn't have any opposition. I had thought that maybe I'd be arrested or the police would pull me out or something, but the men were really supportive, the crowds were supportive, and when I got to Boston, the governor of Massachusetts had come down and he shook my hand, and the next day it was front page headlines. I think it said, "Hub bride, first gal to run Boston Marathon," that I had recently been married. That's why I was in San Diego, because my husband was in the Navy. So anyway, it really did change the way people saw reality. Well, at one level, it taught me how to set a goal and how to work towards that goal. And at another level, it reconfirmed my belief in the goodness of people and the beauty of the earth, because I did run the marathon out of love. It was out of a sense of love, and it was a love that I wanted to share with people. It was a love of life, a love of the earth, a love of the universe, because it is the universe out of which we all come. And that actually is what I learned not only in running the race, but also in the training as I went across the country. That was what was revealed to me, was the extraordinary quality of the fact that we are in the universe, and we are on this little planet, and here we are in all this vastness, this incredible vastness of the universe that goes on and on and on. And at night I look up and see the stars and more stars and more stars than I had ever seen. And it was just extraordinary that how are we here? How did we come to be on this little planet?